The night sky shimmered, a vast canvas of twinkling stars and distant galaxies. It was a spectacle of celestial wonder, a dance of light and shadow that had captivated humanity for eons. Then it happened. A silent explosion of light erupted from the constellation of Virgo, a beacon in the darkness. It pulsed, bathing the Earth in an eerie silver glow, casting long shadows and illuminating the night in an otherworldly light. This was no ordinary supernova, no collapsing star ending its life. This was different, something far more profound. This was a transmission, a cosmic awakening, a message sent across the vast expanse of space. Unbeknownst to humanity, this celestial event was about to change everything, altering the course of history. The very essence of life on Earth was about to shift as the dawn sky began to change, heralding a new beginning. The balance, so delicately maintained for millennia, was about to tip as nature prepared to reclaim its dominion. This was the dawn of a new era, an era where nature would reclaim its rightful place, restoring harmony to the world. The energy from the event washed over the planet, unseen, unheard, yet profoundly felt by all living beings. It seeped into the soil, flowed into the oceans, and whispered through the leaves, infusing the earth with new vitality. The earth, long a silent host to the myriad lifeforms it nurtured, was about to find its voice, a voice of renewal and strength. And it would be a voice that humanity could no longer ignore, a call to reconnect with the natural world and embrace a new future. The first signs were subtle, easily dismissed. A rustle here, a whisper there, the kind of things that could be attributed to the wind or the play of light. Plants, normally static, began to exhibit unusual behavior. Leaves quivered without a breeze, and stems twisted in ways that defied natural growth patterns. Vines reached out with unnatural purpose, their tendrils seeking not just support but connection. They seemed almost sentient, as if driven by an unseen force. Flowers, once content to bloom and wilt according to their nature, now turned their faces towards human settlements, their beauty tinged with a disquieting sentience. They aligned themselves in patterns that seemed deliberate, almost communicative. Animals, too, felt the shift. Creatures that once roamed freely now moved with a cautious awareness, their instincts sharpened by an unseen tension in the air. Birdsong, once a symphony of instinct, took on new meaning, a complexity that hinted at something more than mere biological imperative. Their melodies carried a message, a warning perhaps. The eyes of creatures, long considered lesser beings, now held a glint of understanding, of awareness. It was as if they were trying to communicate, to bridge the gap between species. The line between instinct and thought blurred. Animals exhibited behaviors that suggested a higher level of cognition, a newfound intelligence that was both fascinating and unsettling. These changes, however, were readily explained away. People went about their lives, oblivious to the subtle shifts in the natural world around them. Scientists, bound by the limitations of their existing paradigms, attributed the strange occurrences to solar flares, to unusual magnetic activity, to anything but the truth. They sought answers in data, missing the bigger picture. Humanity, blinded by its self-proclaimed dominance, remained oblivious to the whispers of change, to the growing chorus of discontent rising from the very planet they called home. The Earth was speaking, but were we listening? The whispers grew louder, transformed into a roar that could no longer be ignored. Natural disasters, once considered random acts of nature, took on a chilling precision. Floods ravaged coastal cities, the surging water seeming to deliberately target human infrastructure. Earthquakes reshaped landscapes, leaving behind patterns eerily reminiscent of ancient symbols of warning. Forests, once passive victims of human encroachment, now actively resisted. Trees, their roots intertwined in a network of shared consciousness, toppled with calculated force, blocking roads and disrupting supply lines. Animals, no longer docile subjects, attacked settlements, their actions coordinated, their fury palpable. Panic spread like wildfire. Humanity, so accustomed to its position at the top of the food chain, so used to bending the natural world to its will, found itself vulnerable, outmatched. The planet, so long exploited, was fighting back. The realization dawned slowly, like a terrifying sunrise after a long, deceptive night. This was not random chaos, not a series of unfortunate events. This was a coordinated uprising, a planet-wide rebellion against the reign of humanity. The Earth had awakened, and it was not happy. Scientists, scrambling to make sense of the escalating chaos, finally stumbled upon the truth. The cosmic event, the silver light that had bathed the Earth, had fundamentally altered the planet's biosphere. It had awakened a planetary consciousness, a network of interconnected life that spanned the globe. Humanity had been weighed in the balance and found wanting. The Earth, tired of the endless exploitation, the relentless pollution, the disregard for the delicate web of life, had decided to shake off its tormentor. The age of human dominance was over. The age of reckoning had begun. Amidst the chaos and destruction, a lone voice emerged, a voice that spoke of understanding, of coexistence. It was a voice that cut through the noise, offering a beacon of hope in a world that seemed to have lost its way. Dr. Vivian Holloway, a botanist who had dedicated her life to studying the interconnectedness of all living things, was that voice. She had spent countless hours in the field, observing, documenting, and learning. Dr. Holloway had long suspected that the Earth possessed a sentience of its own, a consciousness that was both ancient and wise. Now her theories were terrifyingly confirmed. The signs were unmistakable, the evidence irrefutable. Through years of painstaking research, Dr. Holloway had discovered a way to communicate with the awakened consciousness of the planet. She called it harmony, a language of empathy, of respect, and of deep connection. It was a language of understanding, one that required listening with more than just ears. It was a language that transcended words, a language spoken through the rustling of leaves, the flow of water, and the gentle whispers of the wind. It was felt in the warmth of the sun on skin, in the cool shade of ancient trees. Dr. Holloway knew that humanity's only hope lay in learning this language, in embracing this new way of being. In understanding the deep, ancient wisdom of the Earth, humanity could find a path forward. She knew that humanity had to atone for its past transgressions, to heal the wounds it had inflicted upon the planet. Humanity had to find a way to live in harmony with the planet, not as its conqueror but as its student, its partner. Only then could a new era of coexistence begin. Section 6, A World Ablaze. But humanity, blinded by fear and arrogance, refused to listen. Instead of seeking understanding, they doubled down on their technological might, convinced that they could outsmart, outmaneuver, and ultimately subdue the planet's wrath. They unleashed their most powerful weapons, their deadliest creations, in a futile attempt to reassert their dominance. The results were catastrophic. The very technology that humanity had wielded with such reckless abandon now turned against them. Weapons malfunctioned, communication systems went haywire, and entire cities were plunged into darkness. The Earth, it seemed, had a will of its own, and it was using humanity's own tools against them. The line between beauty and terror blurred. The Earth, in its fury, unleashed spectacles of both awe-inspiring power and horrifying destruction. Volcanoes erupted, spewing molten rock and ash into the sky, painting apocalyptic sunsets across the globe. Hurricanes, their winds whipped into a frenzy, reshaped coastlines, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Section 7, A New Dawn, A Humbled Existence. As the dust settled, a new world emerged, a world vastly different from the one that had existed before. The vast majority of humanity, those who had clung to their old ways, who had refused to heed the planet's warnings, were gone, victims of their own hubris. But amidst the ruins, scattered like seeds carried by the wind, were small pockets of survivors. These were the ones who had listened to Dr. Holloway's message, who had understood the need for humility, for respect, for coexistence. These small communities, scattered across the globe, represented a new hope for humanity. They lived in harmony with nature, taking only what they needed, giving back in return. They had learned the hard way that they were not the masters of the Earth, but merely one part of a vast, interconnected web of life. Section 8, Lessons Learned, A Future Uncertain. The awakening of the Earth had been a brutal, bloody lesson, but a necessary one. Humanity had been forced to confront its own mortality, its own insignificance in the face of the vast, ancient power of the planet. The future remained uncertain. The Earth, though wounded, was slowly healing, reclaiming its stolen domain. The scars of humanity's presence would remain, a stark reminder of the past. But there was hope. The survivors, humbled by their experience, were determined to forge a new path, one based on respect, on understanding, on coexistence. They knew that the Earth did not belong to them. They belonged to the Earth. Section 9. Beyond the Anthropocene. The Anthropocene, the age of human dominance, was over. A new chapter in Earth's history had begun, a chapter yet to be written. It was a chapter full of uncertainty, of challenges, but also of hope. For in the ashes of the old world, a new world was being born, a world where humanity was no longer the center of existence, but simply a part of something much greater than itself. The awakening of the Earth had been a painful birth, but it had given rise to a new era, an era of balance, of harmony, of coexistence. It was an era where humanity, finally, had the chance to learn from its mistakes and find its true place in the grand symphony of life.